How's it going, everybody? How are we all doing? And welcome back today to a brand new video where we're going to be discussing a feature that I would love to see in FIFA 19, and I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on. If you do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a big thumbs up as always, and comment down below. You'll see shortly, if you haven't guessed by the title what we're talking about, your thoughts on this, if you'd like to see it, and if it's something that you would buy when FIFA 19 releases. What we of course are talking about, as you can tell by the title, is the Season Pass, the Battle Pass, something that Fortnite has really brought to the forefront of gaming, really. It's something that's been in a lot of games in the past. It's actually in FIFA Mobile, ironically enough, but it's not something that the proper FIFA game, so to speak, has ever had. But I think it's something that can be worked in and something that could be very successful for both parties, and by both parties I mean for EA as the developer, the seller of the game, and for us guys, the people that are playing the game. Now, for those of you that don't know what a battle pass is, it's really, really simple. It's basically a tier-structured leaderboard. I don't know if leaderboard's the right word, but it's something you can work your way up like a table. And the more you play the game, the more XP you get, the more you get rewarded, and the more you play it, the better rewards you get, in theory. Now, the way Fortnite have done it, which is the way I think people could almost directly copy from, is by having two types of the Battle Pass. That is the standard one that you don't have to pay anything towards. You get some rewards for the more you play the game, again, the more you get rewarded. Pretty basic stuff for the non-paying one. But where it really comes to life is the paid subscription. Now, for Fortnite, it's about £8 a month, I think, per season, I should say. I think if FIFA were going to do it, it'd probably be a bit more expensive than that because of the cost of packs and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think it'd be something that'd be too difficult to implement. Now, you'll see on the screen now, I've actually knocked something up really, really quickly. The graphics aren't incredible, but it gives you the general premise of what this could look like. Now, what I've done is I've done it in a six tiers here. Obviously, when the game comes out, if this was something that was in it, there'd be like 100 or 150 to 100. There'd be a lot more tiers than 6, but you can see the general idea of the things that you'd be able to unlock by playing the game. So the idea being, you'd buy the Battle Pass for, say, 2,000 FIFA points, whatever it might cost. Then you work up the tiers by scoring goals, by winning games, by completing SBCs. Obviously, they'd have to figure out what each one of those was worth in terms of points, but you do that, you play the game, and that can reward you by unlocking things as you go along. Now, what I want to talk about before we talk about what can be unlocked is what this might add to FIFA that's been missing, in my opinion, in the last couple of years. Now, the thing that FIFA's always been criticised for, the thing that I've always criticised EA for, is that they don't motivate you enough to want to play the game and keep it fun at the same time. Now, originally, everyone was saying about 2 or 3 years ago, give us a reason to play, give us cards to unlock, give us more SBCs, and that's something that they've done really well. You've got Champions, which is something you can obviously play and earn cards and coins and whatnot. You've got the SBCs, you've got squad battles, so they are going in the right direction, but I think the problem that EA and FIFA faces right now is the fun has gone out of the game for a lot of people. And what I mean by that is the only way to really earn stuff is by doing FUT Champions, which, as everybody watching this knows, can get very, very stressful. It's by grinding out squad battles, which again can become quite dull. I think it's fair to say. And through SBCs, which are fantastic. I think SBCs are probably the best thing they've implemented in the last 2 or 3 years. So I think the Battle Pass would be a great way for EA to implement into the game again a system where you're rewarded, you're getting rewards for just playing the game, whether you're playing in seasons, which is something that's become irrelevant because of the rewards not being high enough and it's just been a bit stale. So if you're doing seasons, for doing everything essentially except for playing friends. Obviously, because if you're playing friends, you could cheat the system if you were scoring goals to get XP, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't see why they couldn't put an overall system in where for every game you played competitively in seasons, FUT Champions, squad battles, anything you're playing, you get XP for, and that XP goes towards you ranking up in the tier system. I think that'd be an amazing system to put in there. And like I say, it'd be something that would be rewarding the general population of FIFA players for just playing the game, not having to stress out on FUT Champions, not having to grind through squad battles. It's something that keep people interested, keep the fun in the game, and give them a reason to play the game. So more importantly now, when you look at what you could potentially unlock through this kind of system, I think the obvious things are like coins, packs, loan players, draft tokens, stuff like that. But I think what they could really take a note out of Fortnite's book for is perhaps something where you can evolve a card. Now, how that would work in my mind would be, the example I've got in the picture you can see is Jorginho, who's just moved to Chelsea. Now, they've got a special type of card in there. he would be that player. Maybe you could maybe have a choice of players, like 2 or 3 players per season. You take a base card of that player. So for Jorginho, you can see it's an 82 rated card. Maybe when you're 20 tiers in, that card levels up to an 84. Maybe then when you're 60 tiers in, it goes up to an 85. Maybe then when you're 100 tiers in, when you're maxed out, maybe then becomes an 86, 87 rated player. Now, you might think, you know, that's not amazing, and it's difficult to know what level to put this in, because obviously you can't be doing this with like Ronaldo's, Messi's, because it'd be too easy to get to, they'd be too attainable, unless they of course found a workaround for that. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool if they put in players like Jorginho, Fernandinho, just players that'd be good in the game, but aren't really players that are going to affect the packs being open, if that makes sense. So Moussa Dembele, Moussa, maybe you can have a Moussa that starts off with like a 75, and as you go through the T's, he ends up being like an 83, 84, something like that. But just something where it gives you a usable card, or a choice of usable cards at the start of the season. You pick one, and that card gets higher in rating and stats as the season progresses, and then maxes out at, like, maybe if it's a 78 player, it just maxes out at like 86, maybe if it's an 81 player, it maxes out at 87, something like that. I don't know on terms of numbers, but hopefully you get the premise of what I'm saying. You could take a player and evolve that card up by playing the game more and more and more, which I think is a really, really cool idea. I think the other thing they could do in there as well that you could unlock is maybe individual cards, like position changes, things like that. You can see I put a Sterling in there that's a striker, something that's a little bit different that you wouldn't normally be able to pack, just something unique, that the kind of stuff that you can get in SBCs, but you could put more of them into this kind of system. So we're talking loan players, individual cards that are unique, so position change players, position modifiers, stuff like that. And I think that would be absolutely incredible. I really, really do. I think as long as they put the right rewards in there, as long as they don't make it too pathetic, which is what I kind of think they did with the daily challenges. Yeah, you get stuff for playing the game, but it's so pathetic that it's almost not worth doing. You know, most people at this point in the game, or a long time ago in the game, with the daily challenges and the weekly ones have been okay, but the daily ones, it's like so bad, people don't even bother redeeming them. And to be fair, the weekly ones are just as bad for the most part, but this will give something for people to work towards, and I just think it make the game really, really fun again. It gives people a reason to play, like I say. So I feel like I've rambled on about that quite a bit, but hopefully I've got the points across of what I'm trying to explain of what they could implement. And I was going to say, I think as long as they put the right players in there as rewards, I think that would be something that would make people play the game a lot more often, especially if, say, you got a choice of 3 or 5 players at the start, as I've just mentioned. Maybe you load up season 1 if you got the option of like a Jorginho, you've got maybe Dele Alli, someone like maybe Dele Alli if you do high, but like a Moussa, something like that you can start off with like a 76 to 79 player, whatever, and then level them up to 85, 86. I think that'd be absolutely crazy, and that's actually what you can do in FIFA Mobile and what you can do in PES in their version of the Ultimate Team, so you can level up your players. And I think that's something that's great, because I think as well as giving people a reason to play, if you're able to level up a player, this is just in general now, not just in the Battle Pass as well, but if you could level up players, you'd see a lot more difference in the teams that you're coming up against. There'd be a lot more versatility, a lot more differentiation between the teams that you're playing, whereas now I think you're playing the same teams over and over again. But just with the Battle Pass, I mean, if you could level up at the choice of 1 to 5 players, that'd be amazing. So let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know if that's something that you would purchase, and if you think they did implement it, how much you think you'd be happy to pay for that kind of service. Would it be 2,000 FIFA points? Would that be too much? I don't know, it's hard to say, but I think this is something that EA should seriously look into, and will be a fantastic addition into Ultimate Team. It really revolutionise the way that game mode works. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you think it's absolutely rubbish and they should just stick with what they're doing already, but I think personally, like I say, this would really revolutionise the way FUT works. But that's going to end the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I will love to hear from you all on what you think of this. And yeah, I will catch you all in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Nidge out.